Mitchell Marsh is the player under the spotlight as we look ahead to Sunrisers Hyderabad against Delhi Capitals, and it will be a severe spotlight on the Australian all-rounder. 4 games in, he's faced 18 balls and had 6 runs so far. Tom, it does come as a surprise given the kind of form he was carrying into this IPL. Is there any explaining what's happened?
Well, he's had a disjointed start to his campaign. We know that he went home for his wedding and he missed 2 matches. So I think not only before the wedding there would have been that distraction in the background, maybe mentally he wasn't quite there as much as he wanted to be there, present and performing, and then going away, then coming back. So he needs to turn it around quickly because, Delhi Capitals have won their last game. I'd imagine they'll persevere with him for another game. But the likes of Riley Rousseau will be breathing down his neck because, they need to keep that, that winning momentum.
Yeah, you'd almost want to discount that first game he played because everything you mentioned that might have been at the back of his head, and then first ball of the season, you get a snorter from Mark Wood. But you mentioned Riley Rousseau, who's also come into this season on the back of a lot of runs. How much breathing room do you think Mitchell Marsh has, and do you think it's almost the bowling aspect of him which could keep him in the team a bit longer?
I think that second string to his bow would be important, but not critical when it comes to the priority of his batting. He's holding down an important position at the top of the order, so therefore his real currency is the runs he scores and how he scores them. We know he has an impact and he can play aggressively like Rousseau can. So I'd imagine that the bowling is probably keeping him afloat at the moment, but he desperately needs runs and to have an impact.
No shortage of runs for him. Like we said just before this, there was a series against India where he was rampant in every game, and even in T20s over the last couple of years, he'd fared much better with the bat than he had previously in his career. What was it that he was doing right there, and what can he take from that as he looks to get that momentum going again?
He just needs to maintain his positive mindset. When he was playing well during that series you referred to, he was taking the game on from early on, but he hasn't really had a chance to get going at all in this series, and that can happen at times where balls that you hit through the air, through the covers, go into the gap for 4, and when you don't have momentum and you're having a bit of a run of outs, you pick out the fielder and you're out, and it's sort of seen as a soft dismissal or a loose shot. So I think he needs to remain positive and continue to take the game on and control the game.
When you look at the Sunrisers bowling lineup, would you say that, given that they do have a few bowlers who've not been so much in form, possibly an ideal mix for Mitch Marsh to find that groove again?
I think it's more so where the venue is that he'll probably welcome at Hyderabad, where generally it's a good surface there. He's got to get through still the likes of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who's a challenge with the new ball. So he has got his work cut out. I wouldn't be downplaying Sunrisers' attack too much. If anything, their sort of loss of form's been down to their batting more than their bowling.
Both these teams will go into this game as teams 9 and 10. So in a sense, almost both of them would only want to play each other right now. Who do you reckon is the stronger fit for this game?
Well, I think on paper, Sunrisers look a very strong side and very strong squad, but it's putting the right pieces in the right place for Sunrisers seems to be the challenge they've had over the recent games. So with the win that Delhi Capitals have just got against KKR, I think they were growing confidence enormously from that, given the horrid start they had. So I think it's going to be a closely fought game because clearly Sunrisers' confidence has been dented, where Delhi Capitals is on the rise. So it's a tough one to call. But I would think, given the fact that Sunrisers haven't really had much success at home, I'm actually thinking Delhi Capitals.
And that will be a big shake-up because Delhi, for the length of this season so far, have had sole ownership of the basement of the points table, win in Hyderabad, and they'll be sharing that last spot with at least one team, if not 2. What will happen? Do you expect Delhi to get to 4 points as well? Tell us in the comments section and keep following the IPL on T20 Timeout.